What's going on, YouTube? Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, you know how we do this. We start off with a great big thank you to all the men and women in all branches of service. Thank you so much for doing what you do, so the rest of us are free to do what we do. Okay, so if you paid attention to the title of this, that's probably why you clicked. I can't get my e-cigarette to explode. That's because this is an e-cigarette. Okay, this has electronics built into it to make sure that those things don't happen. This has safety devices built into it. Okay, but this isn't what you see in the news articles. This isn't anything like what I have seen in news articles with, e-cigarettes exploding, vaping is dangerous, e-cigarettes explode. But they don't show you these. It's because this is an e-cigarette. What I have seen is something like this. This is a hybrid mechanical mod. Okay, this is not an e-cigarette. This is an e-cigarette, not an e-cigarette. Okay, this hybrid mechanical mod, this is for advanced hobbyist users. This is for people that have gotten the education to use this safely. Okay, something like this could maybe be considered an e-cigarette. I would consider something like this maybe more of an intermediate use. Okay, but this, again, electronic board with safeties built into it. Maybe a little more advanced, dual batteries. Okay, but this also has safeties built into the board. The board will not allow you to do dangerous things with it. Definitely more advanced. Okay, this is definitely for the hobbyist type vapor. 2 batteries, very high wattages. More knowledge is required to be able to use these, but it also has electronics built in with safeties built in. With this build, if I turn it all the way up, push the button, nothing happens because the mod won't let me do it. It's dangerous. Okay, turn it back down to a safe range and the vapors happen. This has safeties built into it. This is a tube with a mechanical switch with no safeties built in. If I push the button and there is an unsafe build in here, it will fire it. Any complete circuit, this will fire. This has no safeties built into it. So how do you use it safely? I'm the safety. I have acquired the knowledge to use this safely. Anybody that has not acquired the knowledge to use one of these safely and it blows up, it's their fault. If you don't know how to use it safely and you're using it anyways because Joe Blow down the street told you it was safe, that's on you. You used something you didn't know how to use. That's just my opinion, and I don't care if you like it or not. If you use something and don't know how to use it and bad things happen, that's on you. Okay, so what do you need to be able to use one of these? You need to understand battery safety. You need to understand Ohm's law. You need to know how to build a coil, and you need to know how to check the resistance of that coil to know if you're inside those safety ranges of the situation that you have set up. I have a high quality 25 amp battery in here, and my build is inside those amp limits, so I'm safe. When I push the button, I don't have to worry about shit exploding. Now, if I would use a different battery, a 20 amp battery, and put it in there, I'm going to be over my amp limits. and I'm going to be stressing that battery. And when you stress batteries, bad things happen. Okay, so let's drop down to the table. We'll take a quick look at a couple little things. We'll come back up and give you guys some final thoughts and get you the hell out of here. All right, so this is a standard e-cigarette. Very simple, very straightforward. One button, tank. You open the top. I have juice in here, so I'm not going to open this, but unscrew this. The coil and the top come out, fill it, put juice in, that's it. But this has safeties built in, the electronics. This will not allow you to do something stupid. You need to be able to read a simple manual, charge with a USB charging cable, and push a button. That's it. This has safeties built in so you can't blow this up. This is a hybrid top cap mechanical mod. These are the things that I have seen in the e-cigarette exploding articles and newscasts and stuff like that. This does not have any safeties built into it. It is mechanical. So if you have a complete build in it with a battery and you push the button and close the circuit mechanically, it will fire it no matter if it's safe or not. Okay? This is for educated users that understand battery safety, Ohm's law. Without those things, this could be dangerous. Here is the top cap. So your atomizer is going to screw into this tiny little hole here. And then this is going to screw onto the top of the mod. So the atomizer is going to have direct contact with the battery. If your atomizer does not have a protruding positive pin, that could make bad things happen. Here is a couple examples of batteries and one of the places that they should be. Batteries should only ever be in 3 places. They should be in a case, so they can't short out this way. They should be in a mod, or they should be in a charger. That's it. Okay, so I have 2 examples here. This is a high quality 25 amp LG battery. And this purple protective coating is very important in making sure that this does not overload or short or go into thermal runaway or any of those things. This has a disc on the top underneath the purple wrap, the protective wrap. That disc is extra protection to make sure that the negative and the positive, because underneath here, right underneath my fingernail, that's negative. Okay, negative and positive contact at the same time, bad things happen. So this is an example of a good battery in good condition. This is an example of a battery that has been wrapped. If you look close, you can see the wrap here's been damaged. The reason that I brought this one is to show you that this battery shouldn't be used. This is being exposed, so now this no longer has the protective layer on the outside, because this entire can, all of this right here is negative all the way up, and you can see the the disc all the way up underneath this disc. This is all negative also. So if this were exposed and I put something metal, a coin, across here, this could go into a thermal runaway. So until I rewrap this battery again, this battery stays in a case and it does not get used. Okay, so there's a little closer look. It's not real in depth, but this is an e-cigarette. Press the button. A little bit of vapor, get some nicotine. This is a fantastic way to start if you're coming directly from cigarettes. Easy to use, safety's built in. These don't make it to the news because these have safeties built in, and this is a great way to go. If you go a little more advanced, still safety's built in. Safety's built in. Any kind of board or any kind of device that you can purchase that has electronics in it, even if the battery goes starts to go bad and starts to auto fire or something like that, more than likely the soldering on the board for your safeties is going to melt and break the circuit before anything bad happens. These don't make it to the news because their safety's built in. Okay, this doesn't have any safety built in. This requires you to have an understanding of battery safety. This requires you to do maintenance. This requires you to understand Ohm's law and know how to build to reach those resistances. This requires you to have the proper topper. Okay, you need to have an RDA. Don't ever put a tank on a hybrid mechanical mod. There are a few exceptions where companies have made tanks that are designed for hybrid mechanical mods. Those are exceptions. Okay, this tank right here, this little Serpent Mini, this would fit on top of that mod, but it'll never go there because it's dangerous. It wasn't designed for it. This atomizer here, this was designed to be able to use with this. This has a safe length on the positive pin, so only the positive pin will touch the top of the positive battery. I have acquired the knowledge to use this safely. I use high quality batteries that have been recommended by a trusted source, Battery Mooch. He's on Facebook. He's starting a YouTube channel. He doesn't have any videos yet, but he is an independent tester. He's just a guy in the vape world that just tests the batteries and he puts the information out there. So those of us that want to be safe, we can purchase quality batteries. You need quality batteries. You need to inspect your batteries and make sure that that their protective wraps are in place and in good condition. Battery safety, number one. Number two, Ohm's law. You need to be able to build inside the amp limits of your high quality battery. Those are just things that you need to do. If you don't do those things, if you don't acquire the proper knowledge, you got no business using one of these. Stick with something regulated. Stick with something with a board and safeties built in, because there are no safeties built into this. Knowledge is the safety. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have a business, you don't have any business using them. That's all I got. I don't want to get any more ranty than I already have. I just wanted to put something out there. on my opinion of what I've been seeing in the news. So that's what I got. Let's stay safe, guys. Keep on vaping.